up, everybody? Welcome back to the Elevator Live.
Hey guys, how you doing today? Hope all is well.
We got a very special topic today because we get lots of questions on this all the time, and it's pretty exciting because people are asking where to move when they come to China.
It's actually been nice for us to hear that because people are really getting at us. They're debating where they want to move. They don't know where they want to go. Shanghai, Beijing, smaller cities. So that has been really refreshing to see that people are getting at us and they are very interested, considering maybe even going to make the move to China.
Yeah, so we figured we'd do a post on, trying to help all those people who've already asked and all those people who will ask with where to go, where to make the move to. So without further ado, let's get started. I think the first city we're going to mention right now is Shanghai. Mm-hmm. That's the most well-known city overseas, at least in America. I mean, I'm assuming all internationally. It's like the it city of China is what CNN just called it, actually, in an article a few months ago.
What's the feeling there?
Yeah,
that's what they're gonna want. What is the feeling in Shanghai like?
Most Western, it's the most Western city in China, mainland China, hands down. Your most foreigners, the most foreign influence, from restaurants to pubs to lifestyle. It's definitely a very, very cosmopolitan city.
Can you compare it to Hong Kong?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say the city most like Hong Kong in mainland China. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
I think what you got to look at here, guys, is why are you coming to China? If you're coming to China to look for opportunities, maybe to import here, to do business here on the ground, then take that into consideration. If you're coming over here for entrepreneurship, you just want to move abroad, you're going to gain some time, gain some freedom, gain less distractions, check out a new country, maybe you work on the internet, then location is not as important.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're looking for a comfortable life, a life that's, more like where you're coming from, more interesting, more Western things happening, those are all going to weigh into your decision, Yeah. And so a place like Shanghai, it will probably be the most comfortable for anyone coming from abroad.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very comfortable city to make a transition into the rest of China, but again, whether you're going there just to relocate and you do a completely online business, you don't need to be located next to manufacturing hubs here in the South, go for it. It's much more finance based though. A lot of
corporations.
Yeah,
a lot of huge corporations like Hong Kong, financial corporations. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what we're really going to try and get at, guys. Obviously, we've got some questions. Would I be able to be comfortable in a second-tier city? You'll probably be a little uncomfortable. If you're going for comfort, Shanghai is obvious choice. However, again, it's all about why you're coming here. We focus on opportunities in China, why you would want to come here to do business here. So Shanghai wasn't our first decision.
Yeah, we're focusing on developing, the local market within China, and Shanghai's definitely has the highest amount of competition.
Yeah. So then you got Beijing, the second biggest city. Governmental organizations all over the place, also large businesses, huge pollution problem. What do you know about Beijing?
That's like you said, political hub. Definitely, obviously, that's where it's like the Washington D.C., if you will. All the embassies, the consulates are all based there, and again, like you said, going through real tough development right now. Obviously, they're going to focus on that the most, but the traffic there, we think it's bad. We think it's bad here in Guangzhou. I forget who we were with, the guy who was just in Beijing, full-time based there. Mm-hmm. He was saying you have to allow for 40 minutes to and from each taxi, private car, metro, whatever. And that's just incredible.
I remember he goes, you're okay to travel past 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. It's like, oh, well, good thing I don't have to go anywhere during the day.
Exactly. He was like, before 9 and after 9, you're cool. Gotta do stuff in the middle of the day too.
But once again, you're going to be more comfortable there if you're just entering China than, say, a Chengdu or a Xi'an. Mm-hmm. It's more Western developed. There's a lot of foreigners there, a lot of governmental officers, a lot of foreigners. It's been developed.
Yeah, exactly. Which moves us on to number 3, where we are, our favorite, which would be Guangzhou.
Yeah, I would like to touch on is the disconnect that exists between the north and the south. And in the north, I include Shanghai, even though it's more central north, because for so long, those two cities were so developed. The government is up there. All the initial Western development was there. Guangzhou has been always so far, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not attached. They have their own culture here.
Yeah.
They have their own identity. They have their own foods. They have everything. They operate what it seems like together.
Yeah.
So it's really, really disconnected. Even if you're doing business in Guangzhou in the south, Fujian, Guangxi provinces, it's disconnected from the north. The people, their culture is totally different.
Yeah, I mean, Guangzhou, was called, the gate to the west because it was like a really important port, thousands of years ago. But when 1949, the Communist Party revolution, all the focus was then in up north, which leaving the south, they kept their own dialects down there. Cantonese, the most second popular one. It's very obvious their culture, their way of life is very, like Tim was saying, detached from what it is, in the rest of China.
Yeah. Funny little story, people ask us how we chose Guangzhou. And it was kind of just, he had lived in Shanghai previously, and we knew we were coming here for business, so it was almost like, well, we don't want to go to the most populated ones.
Yeah.
Guangzhou's close to a lot of manufacturers, it's not as developed, let's go there. That's pretty much how the decision went. We kind of dove in head first.
Completely.
Talking about Guangzhou though, it is about at least 5 years to 10 years behind development phases such as like Western bars, Western restaurants, that kind of stuff.
And they're trying to catch up.
The food and beverage is way behind. And you're close to a lot of manufacturers. There's a lot of sourcing agents down here. We like it as an entrepreneurial capital. There's not a lot of us here, especially that we've met.
Yeah.
Meaning there's a lot of opportunity. It's obviously not as comfortable or maybe as fun. We make it pretty fun, but not as fun as people would say as Shanghai.
I mean, you don't want to go where all the foreigners already go because, how many of the opportunities already picked clean. You're picking through the remainders when here, we're getting opportunities dropped at our doorstep, literally every couple of days. It's crazy.
Yeah. Moving down, you got Shenzhen. Shenzhen is about an hour away from Guangzhou, right on the border of Hong Kong. And we personally love Shenzhen as a city.
Great city.
Great foreigners there, doing a lot of entrepreneurial activities. We might even, we've been tempted to move down there just a few times. It's beautiful, it's on the water, you can look at Hong Kong, you can hop on a ferry, go to Hong Kong. It's way more Western developed than Guangzhou for many reasons. First of all, 12 years ago, Shenzhen didn't exist, okay? Until it was turned into a special economic zone, and then businesses just started to pile in there, including Apple.
30 years ago.
Was that 30 years ago?
30 years ago, yeah.
Okay. Well, 12 years ago, there was like nothing there.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. 12 years ago, there was like nothing there. One of our friends, Matthew Cowlack, he's lived down there for about 8 years, and he just goes, it's been unbelievable the development that's happened down here. And they absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. It's way more beautiful than Guangzhou, that's for sure.
Yeah, and there's a lot of entrepreneurial activity going on over there. We actually spoke at Shenzhen Startup Tuesday a couple months ago. Michael Michelini doing
Look
great
up him.
things.
Michael Michelini is a big guy.
Weibo agent. If you are a Western product trying to get involved with social media in China, he's your guy. But yeah, there's a lot of activity going on. That whole networking idea that we preach here, that we go and search here in Guangzhou, is kind of the mentality that's developed there. Everybody's trying to get together and see how they can, help each other.
Yeah. As far as a recommendation on my part, if you're looking to enter China, Shenzhen's a great first start.
Yeah.
It's less of a Shanghai than a Shanghai. But it's right next to Hong Kong. You always have that opportunity. It is in China. There's a great entrepreneurial market, great people to network with. It's a little more Western developed than Guangzhou, meaning you can go get Mexican food. You can't get Mexican food in Guangzhou, which is just blows my mind. So going past Shenzhen, where we are interested in, maybe some of you are, maybe some of you aren't. That's second tier cities. Okay, going below the less developed places, and that's where a lot of new opportunities are going to be.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten questions about what's life like there, and would we be comfortable there? And even Tim and I, when we landed, as we said earlier in the post, was just it was like we're back in China for the first time. We've gotten used to Guangzhou, but this was a whole different level.
Yeah.
And so no, I mean, ultimately it's not going to be comfortable, but that's something you're going to have to, that's something you're going to have to weigh against the opportunities that are going to come to you, being, one of the few foreigners in that city.
Yeah, that's the thing you got to ask yourself. If you're going for comfort, stay at home. Opportunities probably aren't in comfortable situations, because comfortable situations everyone goes to.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
there are not going to be opportunities there. So life might be a little bit uncomfortable in some of those locations, but there'll be a ton of opportunities, and we can guarantee that. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're one of the few people out there trying to make moves, you know, trying to make help that place develop, help that region develop, it's only a matter of time before you're a pretty well-known person in that city because no one else looks like you, and they're going to take note of what you're trying to do and talk about investment opportunities and the support from the government. People in these second-tier cities want to grow badly.
And they got money.
And they want to, it's not just the big cities. They all have, not all, but a lot of the wealthy here have, their wealth is so high, they're ready to invest and make their city like a jewel of the province. Or, something that people will mention overseas.
Yeah. So guys, I would consider cities like Chengdu, Qingdao, Tianjin, Xi'an, Hangzhou. Second-tier cities, guys like that, they're huge, massive cities. They're just not on the Western development map. If you were back in the States, you wouldn't consider those. But they are huge cities with huge potential. And so, that's a second level once you get past the big four that people should consider going to.
Yeah, definitely. I think, the people who are looking to develop these areas now will be the ones reaping the benefits for the next couple of decades because China isn't slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, buddy.
We're hopefully we're going to be part of it as well, so join us.
Come on.